What's up guys, YST here, and today we are live on the Raid Shadow Legends test server to take on stage 21 of the Faction War scripts for the release of the Sylvan Watchers, which should be implemented into the game at the time I'm recording this video. It's actually downtime on the live server, so I thought this is the best time to actually go ahead on this side and try and showcase some teams for you guys today, which I would consider budget variations as we're using a rare champion, only epics as well, and no legendaries implemented into the mix. Maybe because I don't actually own any legendaries, which is quite upsetting, but you guys let me know the teams that you'll be planning to use to take down this encounter. Now, for the boss itself, it's going to be the Ignore Defense one, which I know a bunch of you guys may not like this one, myself included, which basically comes into a way where he places stuns on everybody and then a true fear on a random enemy. And then he likes to stick with his name as the jeweler and jewel the person that has the true fear placed on them, which can definitely be tedious, but we've came up with a really cool strategy, which I was actually surprised worked as well, kind of using Duodun and White Dryaneer to go back and forth to actually determine where these Ignore defenses are going. And I thought it was really cool to watch, but we'll be showcasing that in a second. Also with this passive here, he fills his champion's turn meter by 2% for every 1% HP they lose when attacked. So if you're bringing in raw damage dealers, you're just going to be ramping up that turn meter bar, and then he's going to be coming through and just smacking you up, and it's not going to be a nice time. So maybe trying to focus on sustainability throughout the course of the battle, and just killing him slowly but surely could be a really cool way to victory. But alright, let's get straight into this run. We'll go into the champion builds and all of that good stuff towards the end. And it's going to be the floors where we have the man-eaters. And, you know, sometimes it just wastes your time. You're like, come on, man-eater. Let's throw away those unkillables already. And, well, it's not really the hardest one, I'd say, in terms of waves. Like, the one from the Knight's Revenant, or whichever one has the Valkyries. That one, I can't stand. Like, it's like you got to bring in those block buffs and all of that good stuff. And you know, not everybody has that luxury, or in such a limited faction such as Sylvan Watchers, we don't even have enough champions to actually place the block buffs, right? If I remember correctly. But we're coming through here, no problem so far. I have kind of built them in not crazy stats, but they're definitely decent. And we've implemented stun sets onto Mr. Duodun himself, because he does have AoE potential. But you may even want to consider that for somebody like White Dryaneer, which I believe that those two champions was actually guaranteed, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. But they definitely came into this faction wars with flying colors and, you know, putting in a really good job. So decreased speed's going out. Poison damage as well from Mr. Mysiliac Priestthorn. Boom, boom, boom. Was Mysiliac Priestthorn part of a fusion? I can't recall which fusion it was. I can't recall it. I was hoping that we can get the stun on, what's his name, Man-Eater, but he's going to place those on killables. Why not? Let's just see it happen. But what's really cool about Duodun's A1 is he's got a chance to remove random debuffs from allies. I feel like that's really cool. Kind of works in a way as a Doom Priest in a sense, but you actually have to hit a target to proc this. So you can take off those block active skills or even the stun debuffs against the boss itself, as long as he kind of cycles his skills. Look at this. Beautiful. And we got this tree shield guy who's part of this Gnut fusion at the moment. And he's a void epic, and I would say he's one of the best epics added to this game in a very long time. He puts in a bunch of work here. Do you know what? I actually took off the banner of Ruella to try and make this more relatable, like all of the accessories. Maybe I should have just kept that on. You know, I don't know why I'm trying to, you know, go super budget here, but we're going to hopefully bring back through the revive again, and we should be completely fine. Get some ally protections in. Usually I would be manualing this encounter to make it a little bit easier. But let's see if we can get a revive off before we face the boss, because we kind of do want that drop defense and weaken, and that decreased speed so we can cycle our skills. Poison's going out. A1s. Alright, so it doesn't look like we're going to get it in time, which is unfortunate. It's fine. Is what it is. We'll 4-man it. Who cares? Look at those extra turns. We've got relentless gear on that dude. Alright, so we're going to do decreased speed here. Now, this is what's really cool, right? Now, the boss is going to place a random true fear on an enemy, but if you place the taunt buff, which is actually a new buff that was coming into the game, not a bunch have it. I believe it's Green Warden Ruik and this guy from this faction. But it actually deters away from that kind of dueling mentality of this boss against the true fear target. So hopefully we don't get true feared on Duoden, so we can showcase it a little bit. And, okay, we haven't got the revive yet, that's fine. Let's just put a decreased attack on the boss. He's going to cleanse it anyway. So True Fear goes on to Basiliac Priestthorn. We got the taunt buff up. And what did that do? It actually came through and hit him instead to kind of protect our less tanky champions. But why that's really cool is, as you've seen there, with the Lodestone Claw, he has a chance of removing random debuffs from allies. And he actually cleansed the stun debuff from everybody else with that counterattack, which I thought was really cool, right? It's really, really cool. So let's just go through here now. Gonna cleanse that off as well. Place some poisons, why not? Let's keep them under control. We're going to place the revive here with Miss Ruella, bring her back a little bit. And what you could do is, which I thought was really nice, is reset the cooldowns of Duoden. We'll save it for now because we're a bit mitigated. And she's probably going to go for Ruella. There we go. But basically, what we could do is, we'll save it now. We'll do it on the next cycle. Boom. Boom. You see that turn meter filling from that raw damage? It's not nice. I think we had it ready. What should we do here? Alright, let's just do it anyway. Get a bit of a heal on here. So what you could do is you can reset the cooldowns of White Dried Nia onto Duoden every single time, and then keep bringing around that taunt buff. So that way you're kind of saving all of your other champions from being the target. So it's a really cool synergy for players that don't have a bunch of tanky champions and they just want to protect them, and you'll be well on your way to do it. See it here? You would have went for Ruoden, but instead we got the taunt buff active, we healed him as well, and now we can just keep in that cycle of always doing that. So let's just keep that decreased attack on as well. It's only the small variation from the rare, but definitely viable. Takes a bit of a shield for protection, ally protection as well. Get some more poisons out. There we go. Do a little A1, and the boss is going to be finished after this pretty much. We've got ally protection everywhere. Sorted. It's like a tickle. Do it again, boss. And there we go. Finished it in 5 minutes and 43 seconds. We got a little speed glyph here as well. But you can see that this is a really optimal way to not use any legendary champions and still get through this efficiently. Now, we will come back to this run, but for any players that don't want to see that, let's just go into the gear and stuff. And then for anyone that wants to hang out with me, we can go and revisit the stages again, which I thought would be really cool. So, Sylvan Watchers, I am one of those players that's struggling, guys. Go ahead, laugh. You had your laugh yet? You enjoy that? All right. Do I even play Raid? I see that sometimes from viewers. They're like, do you even play Raid, bro? Apparently not, right? Apparently not. So, okay, apart from my catastrophic events going on here, I've had to utilize these champions. I do have Creed in the blue on the live server, but on the test server, it didn't carry round because it basically carries progress from that one to this one. But I pulled this dude afterwards. But I do feel like he'll be a phenomenal champion, utilizing AoE freeze to our advantage to stop those man-eater waves, those torture helms, all those revives on the wave 1. It's going to be really good for crowd control. We do have increased speed and increased turn meter to cycle our skills efficiently to coincide with a freeze on the A1. Really standout choice. We do have Lockwayne, who's a decent damage dealer as well. He has perfect veil capabilities to hide himself. We've got increased accuracy as well to alleviate some of those stats, and speed in arena battles for elsewhere, and a chance of stealing buffs. So if we think about those man-eaters, placing those unkillables, potentially you can go through a boon catcher, steal some of those back, and you'll be well in your way to speed up your runs. So overall, pretty decent champion here, right? Oh, it's a chance of removing Perfect Veil. For some reason I thought he was placing Perfect Veil on your allies, but there we go. Now the MVP I feel is going to be Miss Rider Dahi, because he's got AoE drop defense potential, a lot of extra turns, increased accuracy and increased attack, and a chance of removing one random buff from targets. So I feel like for trying to wave clear as quickly as possible, Miss Rider is really going to come in and deal raw damage, but also debuff stats, very crucial here. Wirinon, So for anybody, of course, we're going for Gnut. You're not going to want to keep Tree Shield Gnut. You may summon him. Congratulations in advance if you do. But what he basically does is comes in as the Reviver with Rejuvenation. Bit of a tongue twister. I'm reviving 2 random allies instead of like a 1 on a decent cooldown of a 5 turn with 25% HP and turn meter, and places a shield on them for protection. So this is a phenomenal skill for a rare. He also places the low variation of increased defense, and he heals all allies by 15% and decreased attack for the boss, whilst utilizing a Faction Wars Crypt Speed Aura, all for 1 champion. So for anybody that summons him, I wouldn't say sacrifice him, right, and miss your fusion, but if you manage to summon him down the line, gonna be a very viable option for consistency for your guys' teams out there. We do have Shadowbow Turlac coming in as well with some increased speeds on your allies, AoE potential for maybe using a stun set. We've got shields and veil as well on all allies except himself for a bit of protection there. And also decreases the damage received from skills while under the perfect veil. So could be one to utilize if you had him from a previous fusion. Now this champion is also a part of this current Gnut one as well, where she's very similar to, trying to think of a really good option here. Maybe like a budget Ruella in a sense, right? We got increased crit rate before attacking. So, you don't have to have 100% crit rate. But he does do decreased defense and a weaken at a 75% chance, but they're the lower variations. But if you don't have the Ruellas and you just want to place these debuffs, maybe look no further than Low Blade Rehab here. He does deal extra damage to targets under those debuffs as well, and a chance of filling turn meter upon critical hits. So nice little throw in there from this faction. This dude's pretty good for provokes. I was kind of skeptical of using him unless it was the Valkyrie waves, which it's not, thankfully. But it could still play to your advantage, right? Because it's a random placement. We've got ally protection, so if you don't have champions such as the White Dryad Nia for that, you can maybe use Margrave to kind of play that similar role for you. But it's just a 25% variation instead, and also places an increased defense on himself for that form of protection, and a chance of placing continuous heals on the targets with the lowest HP. Pathfinder K does have a chance of increasing the cooldowns of random skills on targets, so maybe just stopping them from using their active skills could really play to your advantage there as well. And a block buffs on a low chance, and a perfect veil on this champion whenever they kill an enemy. So all rares from this faction actually done a really good job here on Raid's part. But yeah, any of these champions really good. I'll speak about the rest whilst we're actually going into the gear that I put on them. In terms of legendaries, pretty much any of them is going to be great, but one standout for me would be the taunt buff from Green Warden for players that don't have the Duodan to basically play that role to hide your champions from being the target. So Green Warden really strong, also utilizes decreased attack, continuous heals, and transferring of debuffs, and a shield as well. Oella, like pretty much all of them here. We got poisons coming out from King Galgabar. We got Elva for that extra form of revival as well on that single target. We got speed in all battles. We got healing and all of that good stuff. She's going to be a standout for this faction for sure. Or simply someone like Claydna. Decreased speed, we got leech for healing. We got revive on deaths, block debuffs, and utilizing sleep to your advantage here. So yeah, overall, legendaries can't go wrong with any of them. And in terms of the way that I built these champions, thank God we can just use this filter now. We go by faction. We go into the Sylvan Watchers. And here we go. Oh my God, it's so bleak. Look at this. So Ruella, I didn't put anything on. Of course, you guys, please put your gear on. Not like this. You want to be going for like accuracy and all of that good stuff. And adding to support with like maybe crit damage for damage or defense and HP if you don't care about those. And basically what she does is chance of reducing turn meter, drop defense and weaken, and decrease speed. She's actually really good for the new boss as well for Phantom Shogun's Grove. Check out my most recent videos. And she fills turn meter and places increased crit rate to alleviate those intensive stats that you may be missing on your champions. And accuracy in dungeons aura here. But basically what I've done is decent sustainability, high speeds, and accuracy as well, just to place our debuffs. And masteries, you want to be going down to Giant Slayer to deal that bonus damage, and also the support tree to kind of extend the value with Master Hexer. I would recommend putting Sniper to get that bonus chance from the drop defense and weaken which isn't 100% of a chance. White Dragon is in just some random gear, just trying to reach some speed here. We got 230 speed, decent accuracy for decreased speed as well. High sustainability to survive the ally protection that she will be placing on this A2 or A3. Ally protection and a small strengthen, really going to help out your team in survival. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And some resistance in there as well, but that was basically for elsewhere in the game for the Hydra boss. Masteries. I'm going down to War Master for some damage here. And the defense tree as well to try and get some counterattacks just to deal some more damage there. All of these champions are fully booked. You might be able to get away without it as long as you're manualing and just timing your skills where you need them in order to become effective. But she's also got this Righteous Revival where she can remove debuffs from a target, heals them by 40%, and then if the target's skills is not this champion, decreases the cooldown of those skills. So pairing that with Duodan, who's this next champion, is going to be very effective. Now with Duodan, I chose to go with Stun Set. He does bring in AoE potential with Protector Effigy. So I thought it'd be really nice to do that. Or simply put in it on White Dryad for that A1. But basically the main thing that you want to use him for is the Taunt buff, the counterattacks, the strengthens, the shields for protection, and also equal to 15% of the champion's max HP. But increasing the duration of those buffs, such as the ally protection, so they stay on for a longer period of time. And I feel like that's very valuable. And then on the Lodestone Claw, 50% chance of removing debuffs from all allies is going to really play to your advantage here to cleanse off those debuffs. We do have a defense in all battles by 20%, so you could use that for some more sustainability. Stun Set going on here. We've gone decent HP, decent defense, 200 plus speed, crit rate and crit damage, not really caring about, and some accuracy in there, which is not really needed, I guess, right? Masteries, very same as White Dryad, War Master, and Defensive Tree. Now, I must say, I do want to point out, I don't think we need Masteries here. Like, you could basically just wait for someone like Basiliac Priestthorn to place his poisons, or just use the raw damage and masteries of your other champions just to get through that. And all that we care about with this Mushroom Man is placing the poisons, right? 25% poisons and a poison sensitivity, whilst also healing this champion by 1% for each poison placement. We've also got the chance of instantly activating those, so we can get through the boss quicker, for like more of a speeder farm. And also a chance of placing poisons on the A1, and a chance of increasing this champion's HP and defense, which stacks up to 25%. So, really cool champion for this. We've gone under 200 speed on this one, nothing crazy. Just focus on sustainability. And 200 plus accuracy, trying to place those debuffs. Masteries, War Master, Support Tree, trying to extend the value. And we'll be well on our way to victory with a build like this. And then we had the Tree Shield. But I decided to put in Guardian. He's very slow, going at 159 speed. Don't really care about anything else. Basically a sitting duck to revive our allies when they need it. Time this where you need to. You've seen in our previous run. We got slaughtered with our Ruella. We came through with this, revived her. We was well on our way to victory for the 3 stars. We got the healing as well, and then we've got attacking enemy, replacing decreased attack. Guardian Set will make you absorb some of that damage whilst also healing himself. Overall stats, I think I just went through this, but who cares? HP, defense, speed I'd recommend higher. I just went lower for this build. And some decent accuracy for that decreased attack debuff. And masteries, just trying to go for War Master. And then also some support trees to add to that layer of the heals from the A2 skill. And he is fully booked, of course. But if you don't have someone like Ruella, you could go for Lone Blade Rehab. So, do you know what? She was very less tanky, so let's just put in this skill again. Who should we take it off? We'll take it off the Rehab dude. Why not? And then, who else should we do? We go, boom. I think I stole all of him Rehab. I'm going to be doing a guide on him, I think. We'll see. He's a little bit like, he was okay. He was decent. He needs to drop defense and weaken and stuff. But if you got Ruella, you're not going to be using a champion like that, I guess. So now that we got the gear on again, let's just go back into Stage 21. And we'll try it full auto again until we get up until the boss. And hopefully this time we can show Ruella not dying. And more of a strategy that I was seeing beforehand, where I was actually utilizing the resets to my advantage. Alright, so for this wave, I'm actually going to focus on this dude. Let's get him out of there. Increase turn meters. Hopefully get some drop defense and weaken on a stun maybe. Nope. Or poison, something. We might be able to still kill him, hopefully. Oh, it's not looking like it. Turn meter reduction. Oh, it's possible. Yes, we killed the man-eater. So for anybody that doesn't want to sit through unkillable, just click on the target. Change your life. it'll be a happy time. We can all have a, you know, we can all talk about it in 50 years from time. Do you remember that time that we killed that man-eater? We focused on him. It was really nice, man. Alright, let's get through this. We're still cleansing those debuffs. Really cool champion with Dudan. Is it Dudan or Duidan? Not too sure. Poison's going through, no problems. Increasing those turn meters. Alright, let's try actually do some manual here, because I do want to showcase the fundamentals of Dudan properly and how I was using it before. He was kind of out of cycle beforehand with our other skills. Boom, boom. Alright, let's kill him. Save all of our skills. Let's try to get the perfect scenario for players out there that love to manual these things. Just to get the 3 stars done. Because I will showcase the rewards as well. Like, guys, they're really, really good. For anybody that's going to be finishing off these final stages. There we go. And boom. So what I would be doing, for anybody that wants to just get through it efficiently, drop defense and weaken, decrease speed. We're going to place the ally protection here, so we're supported. We're now going to place the taunt to mitigate any kind of true fears. I could have maybe saved the poison there. Got a bit of damage, not a problem. And now, they would have been going for White Dryad, but instead going for the taunt target, right? I would then do the A1 there, simply because we don't want to lose our cooldowns and stuff. We're going to reset this, right? We're going to heal our target so they don't die as well. And do you know what? We're going to take the hit here. Why not? Let's see where it goes. It went there, no problems. Increase our turn meters. We're going to deal some damage. Some poisons out, maybe? We don't need the ally protection yet, right? We still got some targets for this. We've got one more turn. Let's just do the decrease speed. Increase attack. We can place the taunt here, I guess. As long as he doesn't cycle it again. If he does, we're going to be in a bit of a pain. Ally protection out. Oh, no. It looks like he's going to... maybe I should have saved it, guys. Maybe I should have saved it. I'm trying to show you some prime examples. Alright. Let's get some more heals on. We still got ally protection on, so we should be fine. Oh, just fell short. We just fell short, guys. But we can do it again. Reset. We did it again. Let's get a taunt on again. Who cares? We just keep it on. We're keeping it on. Boom. But there we go. So we managed to do that in 4 minutes there. Hopefully you guys got the grasp of what I was trying to do. I was trying to reset the cooldowns of Duidan to basically have full control over the boss. But Rueda was just keeping that turn meter down, so timing that is going to be beneficial for your accounts. But if we just go into the rewards here, guys, you go into the information tab, go into the final stage. Once you come up against these final stars for anyone that finished it already, you got the Mortal Soul Stones times 4. We got some epic skill tomes, 2 Void Shards, and a Mortal Soul Stone times 2. And then finally a Juicy Eternal Soul Stone. And you guys know the price of those, so definitely trying to do that is going to be really nice for your accounts, and hopefully you guys get something really cool. Now, this final wave for anybody that's trying to anticipate what it's going to be that stage with the Rush Guard the Towers and the AFRs towards the end. And then we've also got the Safaris on the wave 1, which do a bunch of cleanses, so this one might take you a long time to do it, but it shouldn't be too hard to survive through this as well with a team like this. But yeah, guys, I guess that's going to be all for today's video. If you guys did enjoy it, be sure to hit that like, subscribe button. It really does help out the channel. And yeah, let me know which kind of teams will you be planning to use. And if you do want to see more teams on this, as I actually get some more champions, because I don't have any, you guys seen that. But hopefully I could help you out a little bit of some theories for yourself. Go through the faction, use legendaries that you guys really value, or just any at all, they're going to be worth it. Also utilizing Ruellas or Creedans and Mistrider Dahis are really going to speed up your run because you have full control or placing AoE decreased defense. bring in Duodin, bring in White Dryad Nears. If you went for those guaranteed events, you'll be well on your way to victory. Have an amazing rest of your day, guys, and I'll catch you guys on a video soon. Peace.